Hello, my students. Now we are here to do another video about how to add just a little bit complicated integers questions. So let's remember the rules. The rules. Very first one, signs. You must pay attention to signs. When you have the plus positive sign, it means no sign, okay? So about the signs, you always pick the big number sign. Remember, you always pick the big number sign. And then about the numbers, you will either add them or subtract them. One of them, you're going to either add or subtract. Which one? That's totally depending on the signs. So let me quickly do an example. Minus 5 plus 8. So let's do that. Sign. Big number. So which one is the big absolute value we are talking about? Which one is the big number here? 5 or 8? 5 or 8? Don't ignore the sign. Just look at the number. Which one is the big one? 8 is the big one. So 8 has plus in front of it. So your answer must be a plus sign. So sign first. And plus sign is something you do not write down. No sign means plus. So I'm going to delete that anyway. So I just did that. Now number. So the answer is whether you will add the two numbers together, which is 13, or you will subtract the two numbers together, which is 3. Which one? So, if the signs are different, you will go down, you will do the subtraction. If the signs are the same, exactly the same, this means it could be positive, positive, or negative, negative. If the signs are the same, you are supposed to add them. And looking at this question, signs are different. One of them is positive, the other one is negative. So I'm going to do the subtraction from the big one. 8 minus 5, that will give you 3. So the answer over here, it will be 3. Once again, minus 5 plus 8 is 3. So remember this rule, then you'll be able to do many questions, either complicated or not. So now we have 3 numbers here. Let's just bring them out of the brackets. Write down 96 here, 66 there, 11 there. Now I have to decide about the sign. There is just one sign here, so that's going to come out as it is. Over here I have 2 positive signs, so I'm just going to ignore one of them. Doesn't matter which. Ignore one of them. The one left is this. Let's write that down. And over here I have 2 signs here, and one of them is negative. I can ignore that. But the one that's positive, I can ignore that. The one that's left is negative, so that's going to be negative. And now I'm going to decide, first of all, let's talk about the first 2 numbers here. I'm going to decide whether the answer will have a positive or negative sign. Sign is first. Which one is big? This or that? Remember, you are not looking at the sign, just the absolute value. 96 is big, so my answer between these two, my answer, it will be a negative number. So then the number, am I going to put them together, add them together and go up, or subtract and go down? I will go down because signs are different. So I'm going to go down. 96, 66, subtract. That will give you 0, 30. So it will be 30. So I didn't do anything about this poor number. Let's just bring that down the way it is. Minus 11. Now I'm about to finish this question. So between 2 numbers, which one is the big? 30 is the big, and 30 has a negative sign in front of it. So the answer definitely will have a negative sign. And now I'm going to add them together or subtract from each other. Look at that. The signs, although it says subtract, I will add them. Why? Because both of them has exactly the same sign. Positive, positive, or negative, negative, doesn't matter. As long as they have the same sign, you will add them. 30 plus 11, 41. Done. So, it only gets better when we practice. How about I'll do quick practice about 3 questions. 49, 51, 74, and ignore that, minus, ignore this, minus, that's the only number left here. So between these two big number, between these two, the big number is 51, so it's going to have a negative sign here, and one of different two signs, so I will go down, I will do the subtraction, that's going to be 2. I didn't do anything about that, so which one is one big? 74 is big, so I'm going to have the negative sign at the end. Let's change the color. Negative sign at the end, and then signs are exactly the same. I'm going to go up, add them together, 76. Next, 82, 48, 21, and that negative sign is only 1, so it's going to come out the way it is. Over here I have positive sign, ignore that, negative left, leave it here. Over there, whoa, I have 2 negative signs here. 2 negative signs next to each other will give you a positive sign, remember that. So you're going to have a positive sign here. So now, let's just do what we are good at. Which one is the biggest here? 82 is the biggest, so I'm going to write down minus sign here. And signs are the same, so I'm going to add both of them and go up. It will be 90 plus 40, 130 plus 21. And then the answer goes here. The big number is 130, so negative sign goes there. And then they have 2 different signs, so I'm going to go down, 128. Next, let's bring out from the brackets the numbers. And this one, just one sign anyway. That, ignore this one, minus, and that, ignore this one, and minus. Now, what's going on here? First of all 3 numbers has the negative sign, so I know the answer will have negative sign anyway. But let's just continue apply our rules. Between these two, which one is the biggest? This is the biggest, so it's going to have a negative sign here. And because signs are the same, you should add both of them. You're going to end up with 20, 63, 83. Bring down 55, and now big number is 83, so negative sign for the answer here, and then they have the same sign, add them together, you're going to end up with 88, 148. Done. And now, how about that? Very complicated, right? When you see this ugly question, you just don't want to do it. But you apply exactly the same simple rules what you just practiced, you'll be fine. Let's bring out the numbers. 63, 62. And this one has only one sign. That one has 2 negative signs. That will bring down a positive sign. This one has 1 positive, 1 negative. Just 1 negative comes there. And this is the same the other way around, but it's the same. Negative sign goes here. So now what we do here is I'm going to do 2 by 2, and that will help me to finish this question faster. So between the first 2 numbers, the sign, both of them are positive, so I know I'm going to have a positive sign here. The big number sign is 42, so you're going to have positive sign here. And then the signs are the same, exactly the same. So you will add the 2 numbers and you will end up with 79. what's happening over there? The big number is 62. It has a negative sign in front of it. So you're going to end up with a negative sign here. And they both have the same sign. So let's add those numbers as well. 52 plus 62, 55, 115. I'm about to finish. So which one is the big number here? 115 is the big number, absolute value we are talking about. So your answer will have negative sign here, and signs are different. So you're going to do the subtraction. You're going to go down from the big number, 115, 79, subtraction. So that will be 6, that will be 10, 36. Voila. So that's how you do it. You can pause the video or continue to listen, because I'm going to do 2 more examples here. So let's just do 2 more. 19 come out, 51 come out, 29, 74, and negative, and negative, and positive, and negative here. And then between these two, it's going to be negative. Add them together, 70. Over here, negative because of 74. And subtract, different 2 signs. So subtract and go down. So that will be 79, 45. And then the last, look at the big number, 70. Let's change the color here. So you're going to have negative sign at the end, and signs are the same, negative, negative. Although they are negative, I'm going to add both of them and come up with 115. So the last example, let's bring out the numbers first. 28, 48, 21, 55. So plus goes down the way it is. Over here, ignore the plus sign. Negative will come down here. 2 negative sign will make a positive sign. 2 negative sign again will make a positive sign. So let's work on the first 2 numbers. I hope I am not too fast. First 2 numbers, which one is the big one? 48. So you get the negative sign from 48, and signs are different. Go down. You go down, it will be 20. And over here, you have positive sign, and the big number is 55. In front of it, positive sign. And because they both are positive, the same sign, you're going to go up, add them together. 56, 76. Almost finished. Which one is big one? 76 is the big one. So it has the plus sign. I am not going to write down the plus sign for the answer. I'm going to leave it as no sign. So what I'm going to do with the numbers? Am I going to add both of them or subtract? 2 different signs. Of course, I'm going to do the subtraction, and I'm going to end up with no sign, 56. Voila. All right, let's practice. This will only get better the more you practice.